What is going on, everybody? Tech Enthusiast here, and in this video I'm going to show you how to play Super Mario 64 Co-Op Deluxe on your Steam Deck. So Deluxe is now basically the spiritual successor of Super Mario 64 EX Co-op because the main developer has retired. So both projects have merged together and future releases will be under the Deluxe version. Those of you who are unfamiliar or completely new to this project, basically this is a native port and has many features such as 60 FPS, widescreen, HD textures, a plethora of community mods, and obviously online co-op play. Now with that being said, let's go. So firstly we need to be on desktop mode and also make sure you have the ROM on your Steam Deck. Now with Firefox browser we need to go to this GitHub link, and I will leave a link in the description. Now at the time of making this video, version 1.0.1 is the latest version. So we're just gonna slowly scroll down until we come to assets. So for the Steam Deck, we're gonna be using the Linux version. Now previously there was a SteamOS version, but Linux and SteamOS, they are both interchangeable. So we're just gonna go ahead and use the Linux version. So click on that to download. So the file size is relatively small. It shouldn't take too long to finish downloading. Once that has finished, we're going to close the Firefox browser, then go to Dolphin File Explorer. Now under Home, I've got a folder called Games, and this is where I'm going to want my games to be. You can have it wherever you want. It's totally up to you. So I'm just going to right click on Downloads and open it in a new tab. So here, this is the zip file that I downloaded. I'm just going to double click to open it and then go back into my games folder, right click and create a new folder, and I'm going to give it the full name Super Mario 64 Co-Op Deluxe. Again, you can give it any name that you want, it's not an issue. So I'm going to go into that folder, then in the zip file I'm going to select all the files here and then move them across. Once that has finished, we can close the zip file, and then next we're going to open this file called SM64 Co-op DX. So what we need to do now is basically drop the ROM file here. So you can see I've got two versions here, the US version N64 and Z64 format. Now if we use the N64 format, it's not going to work. So let me just demonstrate that to you. So I'm just going to drop it, and here you can see we got an error message. So the only way to get it working is to use the Z64 ROM, and it has to be the US version. As you can see, here it is, and the game has compiled and it's ready to work. We don't need to do anything else here in terms of being in the desktop mode. We can close it. So I'm just going to go back to the game folder, and I want to rename the exe file. So I'm just going to give it the same name as the folder. So I'm just going to paste that in, and that's it. So next I'm going to right click and add to Steam. Once that icon has finished jumping up and down, we are ready to go. So we're going to go into gaming mode now. So once in gaming mode, we need to find our game. So I'm going to press the B button and then go to library. Then we're going to scroll to the right to non-Steam, then find the game and launch it as you would with any other game. Okay, so once the game launches for the very first time, we've got the language selection. As I'll be using the English language, I'll leave it on default. So here we've got several options. I'm going to choose host first. Now as the game is co-op, basically you can play online. So if you want to do that, you're going to scroll to the top, go to network system and change that to co-op net. Here you can create a password and share it so others can join in your game. Now if you go back and go to join, the first option is public lobbies. So here you need to read the rules, and once you have done that, select yes. And then you can find the public games that are available right now, and you can see the version of the game, mods and cheats people are using. So let's just go back again Go to private lobbies. So if someone gives you a password, you will just type it in here, search, find it and join. Now to play single player, we're going to go back to host. Then on network system, we're going to change that to direct connection. And as there is no title menu, the save slot is here. So when you go on it there, you can select the save file, erase it, give it a name, etc. Okay, so before launching the game, I'm going to go into settings, then select skip intro cutscene. And then we have mods and game modes. So here, this is like multiplayer arena game modes. I'm not going to go into that. You can experiment that yourself. Then we got ROM hacks. So basically these are custom levels which others have created, which you can check out. It's pretty good. Okay, so we're just going to go to host, then host again, and that is it. We are in single player and the controls work straight away, as you can see. So the first thing we want to do now is press start and then the R1 button, and then we're going to go to options. Now if you want to change your controls, just go into that, go to N64 binds, and basically you can map everything here, the buttons being here in the middle section. Okay, next we're going to go to display and I'm going to toggle full screen. You can also show the FPS on its own if you want. Then you've got VSync and uncapped frame rate. So I'm just going to leave it as 60. And let's just see how it is now. So as you can see, the game is full screen. If you're seeing black bars, this is because of the aspect ratio, but the game is actually full screen. Now as for the camera, this is using the classic snap camera, but you can change that. So we're going to go back into the settings, then go into camera and select free camera. And here you can see you've got complete control of the camera. You can have pretty much any view that you want. Now when you look aside, it moves very fast. We can change that. So we're going to go back into the camera settings and we're going to change the X and Y sensitivity. So I'm just going to lower to around that value, as you can see. And then when we go back, you can see when we look around, it is much slower. Alright, so next we've got sound options. Again, I don't think there's anything that needs to be changed here. Then miscellaneous. Again, you don't have to do anything right there. So yeah, you can pretty much play the game as it is right now. But if you want to play with HD textures, it's going to be in the DynOS or Dynos options, and the texture packs and mods, they will appear in this setting. Now if you want to do that, continue watching the video. So back on desktop mode, we need to go back to Firefox browser, and there are two GitHub links that we need to use. So the first one is for the main HD texture pack. So we're going to press the green code button, then download zip. Now the file size is just over 500 megabytes. So the length obviously will depend on your download speed. So once that downloads, we're going to go ahead and download the models. So this is at version 3.2 and this is a lot smaller. So we'll just wait for both of these files to finish downloading. Once that is done, we can close the web browser and then go to the Dolphin file browser. So we will have two new files here. So firstly, what we're going to do is right click the models and then we're going to scroll down to extract, then extract archive here. So we're going to get that folder. Next, we're going to open the HD texture zip file. And then we're going to go to our Super Mario 64 folder into Dynos packs. Then from the downloads, we're going to select and basically drag that to the packs folder. So you can copy and paste, it's totally up to you. And then from the zip file, we only need the GFX folder. That's why I didn't extract it. So we're going to move that across. And once that has finished, we can close the zip file. Now here we can basically rename these two folders because this is how it is going to actually show in game. So for the GFX folder, I'm going to call mine HD textures. And then for the models, I'm going to call it HD models. Obviously you can give it any name that you want. And that's pretty much it. But before we do anything else, I just want to show you where the config file and the save files are. So we're going to go to home, and then we need to press this icon here and then select show hidden files. Then we're going to go to .local, then share, and here is the SM64 Co-Op DX folder. So this is where the game's config file is. So if you wanted to revert everything to default, you just need to delete it. Once you have a save game, the save file will be here as well, so you can back that up if you want. Anyway, we're going to go back into gaming mode. So I've gone ahead and added the custom artwork, and that was with Decky Loader and Steam Grid plugin. You can YouTube a tutorial on that. Okay, so now when we launch the game, it will take a lot longer than usual, and you can see that it is actually unpacking the HD textures. So just be a bit patient while it does that. Okay, we are done. So we're just gonna launch a single player game. So now that we're in game, we're gonna press start and then the R1 button, then go to Dinos, and here we can see the two texture options. So I'm gonna enable the HD textures, pay attention to the castle, and as you can see it did change. And then we're gonna go to HD models, obviously pay attention to Mario and then the trees. And look at that massive difference, as you can see. And honestly, I think those of us who played this game when it first came out, I think this is how we remember the game. I mean, look at it, it just looks amazing. Okay, so before we do anything else, I just want to show you one more option. So we're going to go to start and then go to player. And here basically we can change the characters. So we've got Mario, then Luigi, Toad and Waluigi. They don't have the HD texture models, but you can find mods online. But Wario does have a HD model, and not only that, he's got custom sound as well, as you can hear. So that's pretty much it, and as you can see everything is working good. So what I'll do is probably just show you some single player gameplay now. Alright, so now we're in the first level. So let's just quickly disable the textures one more time and just see how it looks. So here's the vanilla game, and we'll enable the textures, and as you can see it's a massive difference. It just looks amazing, and obviously we've got 60 FPS to boot as well as widescreen. So yeah, there you have it guys. This is basically how you play Super Mario 64 Co-Op Deluxe on your Steam Deck. Now if you have found this video useful, give it a thumbs up. If it is your first time here, then please do consider subscribing, as I have more videos coming up. Thanks for watching, and I will catch up with you in the next video.